What's up, guys? Navajero here. Just wanted to give you guys a video on how I check in a knife, or pretty much whenever I get a new knife or used knife especially, I like to disassemble it because just kind of check it out on the inside and put some oil, just give it a little upkeeping before I start using it. So this is my Knafs driver. Love this thing. Comes with Weehaw bits. If you've been seeing any type of EDC content and disassembling and stuff, you'll notice that Weehaw bits are pretty much the best ones you can get. This right here is a Pittsburgh Torx. What do they call it? Kind of like a little set right here from Harbor Freight that I got. I'll try and link the Nas Driver and this Pittsburgh Torx keys, or whatever you call them, down below in the description for you guys. I pretty much like this little Torx keys right here from Pittsburgh, just because you can hold it like that to untighten the pivot screws. It's a T8 for this right here. If I didn't mention, this is a crkt tuna compact that I'm working on. I think I don't realize that this is a D-shaped pivot here, so I'm supposed to be untightening from the G10 side. Now I got it. Now it looks like I'm doing it the right way, but they put a ridiculous amount of Loctite on this thing, and it's giving me a hard time. Now again, I shouldn't try to be removing it from there. I took it out of the screen just so I could get a little bit more tension on it, and yeah. Don't do that, guys. Be careful. It's really hard because I'm working behind the camera. I have a new setup right here to where I have a stand and a light connected, so I can go ahead and film disassembly videos for you guys. Okay, so finally I got that pivot loose. I like to loosen that up first and then go ahead and remove my body screws here. These are T6s. So I just removed those real quick. And as you can tell, there is your blue Loctite that they put on there. These weren't, too crazy with the Loctite. And there's your other screw. These CRKTs are pretty simple. From the ones I've had, at least, like the pillars and stuff, they're really simple to disassemble. So, they're really easy to upkeep. Those seem to be just kind of, in there, so I'll just probably leave those on. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and remove, again, I'm trying to remove it from the wrong side with the wrong Torx key. Now I got the right one. Again, I'm trying to remove the D-shaped pivot there, but you can't. So it has to be this side. There it is. And then look at all that Loctite. They just really put, and it looks almost white, so I don't know if it's a different kind of Loctite that they put on there, but it was pretty hard to get off. All right, so now I'm just gonna open it up. As you can tell, the washer fell out right there. This goes on the G10 side. And these will always have markings from the actual bearings. As you can tell, the little markings on the bearings right there, and that will tell you where you need to face up that washer towards the bearings. There'll be a side that doesn't have any marks on it, and then a side that does. Here is your blade. And then just removing right there the bearings. So you can tell, again, this has a washer inside of there, and this pivot right here seems to be really tight, in there. Also with that washer. So I'll just go ahead and leave that. I'm going to be grabbing my alcohol now. I'm just going to be using this, some rubbing alcohol. Pretty much any type of alcohol works. I just put it on a little towel just to wipe everything down, get everything, all the grease, all the oil, anything off of every one of these pieces, just going through, all the little spaces right there in between, especially that detent hole right there. Just trying to wipe everything down, get it as clean as possible for reassembly. All right, same thing here with the frame lock, cleaning out that D-shaped pivot on the inside right there with that washer. Oh, the what is it called? Having a brain for it. But yeah, the standoff, or the stop pin, sorry. The stop pin came off right there. Here's that stop pin. I'm just gonna clean that off. And as you can tell, it's, you know, I'm getting quite a lot of like grime and dirt off of there. This is, you know, was supposed to be somewhat brand new. So again, even brand new knives, you know, you got to clean them out. You can tell all that, you know, nasty stuff coming off of this knife already. Again, this is why I like to do this. It just gives me kind of that, you know, peace of mind that I cleaned it out. Everything checks out. Everything's clean and re-oiled. Obviously, after, you know, a certain amount of time after use, you want to maybe just do this again just to help keep your knives, you know, and it's pretty relaxing. It's really cool to just kind of be able to, you know, work on your knives and make sure everything's running the way you want it to. I'm just cleaning off the smaller T6 screws, the body screws here. I don't really care about removing the Loctite, the blue Loctite that they have on there, but I just try and wipe them down as good as possible. And then here, the bearings, these I do want to go ahead and just, you know, wipe them down just to get any of the old oil off of there. Sometimes old oil will gunk up and stuff, so just want to, you know, get them a fair share of alcohol, just rub it as much as possible to clean them. So yeah, just finishing up that other one. These right here, as you can tell, they have a side where it's flat, and then the other side where it is like, they're kind of like a little space in between. You'll see right now, I like to put the, and I'm not sure if it makes a difference. I like to put the side that's smooth, facing towards the blade. I personally just like doing that. I'm not sure if it makes a difference at all, but that's how I do it. And then just cleaning off the G10 handle here. Same deal, just want to wipe everything down, get any oils or anything that's on there just off. All right, and then once we clean everything off, we can begin the reassembly. Obviously, you know, this one, everything seemed to be fine. There's nothing on the inside that, you know, has me worried about, you know, it being action. This is Tug-glide right here. This is just the oil that I use. I picked it up at Knafs. I'll go ahead and try and link this also in the description down below. But yeah, what I was mentioning is that sometimes you have, you know, things going on in a knife where you need to work on them. This one, you know, there's really nothing to work on. It's just reassembling it. Again, here's that bearing. Like I said, that's the side I want facing towards the actual knife, and I actually started reassembling it the opposite way, the wrong way. So it's actually, I have to start doing it with this frame lock side. All right, so same deal. I'm just gonna add my oil, add a little bit right there on that washer. And then I drop down my bearing. Again, with that flatter side facing up, so it is towards the blade. And then I will add my stop pin right here. That is what stops the blade right there. And then, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna have to remove that bearing, and then again, facing down so that the flat side of the bearing is facing down. Just like that. And then I get the back spacer. I'm not sure if this is like aluminum or anything, but I really like the color that they have on this. It's like a burnt orange. Really cool color. All right, and then you're just putting the scale down on it. everything should click into place. Right there, I can already tell right there, I don't think the D-shaped pivot right there is in line. So even when I tighten it right now, I think I end up noticing and adjusting that. But yeah, you always want to make sure the D-shaped is in line. It does go in one certain way, so you want to make sure it's, you know, inset the right way. That way when you tighten, it actually is in that little notch where it locks that pivot. Now I put the little again, that burnt orange, like maybe aluminum pivot collar. Really nice color on that. And the pivot screw here. And it's really difficult to work under these under the phone or the camera stand with the light. So, you know, just trying to do as best as possible with a little bit of space provided. And again, I'm noticing, I think that I actually forgot to add oil, like an idiot. Yes, you make sure you oil. And then I actually realized, I think that I forgot to put some down on the detent hole also. So again, guys, this isn't, you know, I'm not perfect. I disassembled a lot of my knives already, and I still make mistakes. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, again, that detent hole, you know, I forgot to add a little bit right there. It's important to add a little bit right there because it travels there. It's metal on metal, so you want to add a little bit of oil so there's not so much friction between the two contact points of the metal. And again, now putting back the bearings on there. Again, just a little dab of that oil. And now, again, we're gonna have to put on that other side right there of the G10 scale. All right, everything clicks into place right there. Now the pivot screw back on. And again, I think that D-shaped pivot, I put it in you know, prematurely before making sure that the other side of the D-shape was in line. So you know, these are just little things you're gonna have to adjust as you reassemble. And you want to be as safe as possible. You know, put that knife back in, so you're not just handling the knife open. And I'm not gonna reapply any type of blue Loctite or anything. I'm not really worried about this. You know, unscrewing or making sure it's Loctited. All right, now I'm tightening down that pivot. And then you tighten it up, and then you want to check for action and then adjust as you go, just to see how the action's working. So I like to just put my pivot, you know, screw in, not tight, but just put it in, and then make sure everything's in line, make sure everything's centered, and then I check, you know. So right there, I can tell something's wrong, and then it's that D-shaped pivot. I have to make sure it's in the little notch, like I said. So I'm just gonna loosen it up a little bit. And then that helps also, just opening up the knife like that so there's not too much tension. And right there, it clicked in. I was able to feel that, and right there, as you can tell, boom, that action. But now I've tightened my pivot too much. So now, again, this is where you adjust. You kind of make little adjustments as you go. Again, it's too tight there. Just a little bit more. And then right there, that thing's dropping like a guillotine, boom. And it's super tight, no movement up and down, side to side. So yeah, that right there feels pretty good, feels great. Yeah, that's how I check in my knives. This is what I like to do with pretty much every single one of my knives. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and I will keep making these for you. Take care, guys. Later.